Yeah, that's definitely something I want to get more into for the new year. Cooking, give me just start doing it, experimenting with
Yeah.
things, and then also I'm feeling good about 2025 in general. I'm almost not. My burnout is leaving. You know what I mean?
Good.
That's leaving. So just in terms of like politics, because um when Trump's term starts, for better or for worse, there's going to be a lot to discuss and a lot to talk about. And then
Yeah.
also I'm looking forward to getting involved in St. Louis politics and elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's as I'm kind of going to become a liaison for St. Louis between New York and California. So, I'm just looking forward to shit. I think that you and I are gonna do a lot of really cool, fun things together for sure.
Hell yeah.
And overall, man, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm
Good.
pretty toasted right now. I've been smoking for the holidays. You know what I mean?
Oh my god. Well, dude, I'm there with you. I went crazy on the edibles last night.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm still feeling it, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, the edibles do that, right? Like, you take them and they just hours and hours, they just last. You'll wake up and and still feel that shit. But it's the holidays, man. Why not?
Yes.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
have you tried Dr. Norm's edibles?
No, but apparently,
Oh,
but I need to. Dr.
you
Norm,
do.
Dr. Norms. Do they have a lot of like a lot of optionality in terms of like,
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
they have Rice Krispie bars, all sorts of
Oh,
flavors. Yeah, they have cookies, they have gummies. They have these peanut butter these brownies, these blonde brownies, and they are, dude, they taste like shit you'd get out of Disneyland. They're just delicious. You don't even taste the
some shit
weed.
out of Willy Wonka.
Fuck yeah, and it fucks you up, man.
Yeah, yeah, hell yeah. Now, sometimes I'm mad because I can't just eat endless of the gummies because they've
No,
gotten so good at it. Like, you can't taste none of it. But no,
no,
I've been eating all gummies. But no, that I should go ahead and get into the Rice Krispie treats and stuff like that. So Dr.
Dr.
Norms,
Norm's, man,
check
the
that out.
best.
They're gonna have to give us a sponsorship some
Right?
point down the line. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to work that out for sure because it's almost that time.
It is
Um,
almost that time, dude. Seriously,
but
let's yeah, like we gotta grow this shit, man.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
so
oh yeah,
excited.
and yeah, and we will we will. We have everything we need, and
Mhm.
also again, we're both excited for it.
Yeah,
And like I said, I'm really ready to just lock in and do what needs to be done, and everything that I'm doing right now. So
yeah.
I'm ready to go. But speaking of coming soon, man, we got this Superman coming soon,
Yeah, we
and
do.
man, there's just we I got a bunch of stuff pulled up. Because there's so much Superman to talk about. But I will say I didn't really quite know what to think, like, a year plus ago coming up until now. Just because DC is not Marvel. And again, good storytelling is storytelling, but DC and Marvel are a bit different.
Yeah.
And Zack Snyder's run at the DC universe didn't really take off in a grand fashion. I think that's I did enjoy. Now, I did really enjoy Henry Cavill as Superman,
Yeah, I think a
and
lot of people did. I think a lot of people did.
he really fit. And
Yeah.
that was definitely a bold. Well, I mean, I don't know how the contracts and stuff like that work, but it
Mhm.
was that I thought Henry Cavill could have kept being Superman. But I mean, that's just the movie business, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest, man. I look, I'm a fan of David Cornsweet. I knew of him before. I've interviewed him before. I interviewed him for the movie Pearl, which that should have been a role that no, you really wouldn't notice the actor because it's basically another victim for, this wonderful Mia Goth. But my God, he was so good in that. He was so charismatic. And I was like, I really like this guy. I
Oh,
want to
that
see
was
him more.
him. That was
Yeah,
him.
that's the
Yeah,
dude
yeah.
from
Now I'm
Pearl.
thinking, yeah, I just jogged my memory. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was like, "You're scaring me, Pearl." Yeah,
Yes. The dude
yeah,
is a phenomenal actor. And I can tell you he's the nicest guy in the
yeah.
world. The dude's awesome. He's like really I I'll tell you this. When we were like, I was, I, as you know, I happened to be there when they made the announcement. It was a big fucking deal. And I remember, as I was with a friend of mine and we were looking, and you saw him come through the doorway, and I looked at her and I'm like, oh my God. Before we saw the trailer, before anything, I was like, that's Superman.
Yeah,
That's Superman. He just looks the part and
he embodies it.
embodies the part, and he embodies the goodness of it, dude. Have you seen it? If you look for online, he does it. It's him in his car, kind of doing the lines to Star Wars perfectly in sync with the movie. It's the
Yeah.
cutest thing ever, and this guy's a geek. He's a film geek who just really likes
Hey
this.
man, geeks are the coolest fucking people. I mean, we sitting here doing this right now. You know what I'm saying?
Basically,
But
yes.
that so you had some insight into that before, just in terms of feeling that it was a good move. Because
Yeah,
I didn't really know much of anything about David, but now that you brought that up, I've absolutely seen him in a variety of things. And it's
yeah,
interesting how that goes. Like, I mean, whether it's actors or really anybody, man, you really do pay your dues. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like so many of the bigger actors. Oh, Kristen, who played Sophia in in the
The
Penguin.
Penguin, yeah,
Yeah, she's been in a bunch of stuff.
yeah.
And so many of these people, it's like, oh wow, they've been in stuff since they were in their early 20s or before that, and then
Mhm.
things pay off over time. That's how it goes, man. You
Yeah,
gotta stick with it.
yeah.
But
It's a tough
no, but
business.
right, but yeah, so I think that James Gunn, he kind of had to. This was a big challenge and a big task for him to take up. One, because again, DC is just huge. Like it's
Yeah,
not like some small startup. Like DC fans, like they know their stuff. They know their origin stories. They know all the retcons. They know all the standalones. Like they know their stuff. So you got to know your shit too.
yeah,
And James Gunn, I didn't really have much of a reason to think anything. I didn't know,
yeah.
but um I know from what I had saw initially, I was like, it seems like maybe there's a lot going on for this, but I think that because this Superman story isn't an origin story, I think that's fine. That
Yeah.
there's a bunch of other stuff going in. So for it to be, and I think also, I think that's a good move on James Gunn's part to not make this an origin story
We
because
don't need one. We don't need.
yeah,
We
we
know where
don't.
he's from, and everyone know. Look, you see that symbol, you know what that is, even if you've never seen a super. We don't need an origin story. At least for me, I want to see. What I want to see is, for me. I love Chris Reeves. Christopher Reeves was my Superman. That
Mhm.
was the seeing that on the TV. And Jackson, I'm going to tell you something. I didn't. I've not said in public. I've not said. Watch it. We watched that trailer twice in a row, and it was before everyone could see it, and it was just like, dude, you could hear the gasp. You could hear the and you could hear the tears. You could hear everything. I'm a little jaded. I've been doing this for a while, and I see a lot of movies, and I see a lot of shit, and I see a lot of superhero movies, and I see a lot of, hey, here's 20 minutes of a movie, and it's going to be great, and you see it, and it's not.
Mhm.
I am more excited about fucking Superman than I've been in probably over a decade about any movie. Maybe
Yeah.
since Fury Road.
Yeah.
Maybe, and I don't I do, maybe I'll be disappointed, maybe, who knows, but I think James Gunn cares. I think he, oh my, and that poster, dude. I mean, I'm like a kid. I feel like I'm 10 years old looking at this.
Mhm.
That's Nothing's broken through like this, dude. Not a thing.
Mhm. Yeah, when I saw the trailer, I thought, I just had a feeling like, okay, I think James Gunn really nailed this. Whatever
Yeah.
it's gonna be, it just seems like he did. Because again, like as you said, we don't really need an origin story right now.
No,
We've
we don't.
had a bunch of them, and there's so much in the Superman universe. And at the end of the day, what Matt and one of the things that James Gunn has said is the script is everything. So he gets it. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
And as we've talked about too, you know, we can't really we're past the time where you can just wow people with special effects. We're now
Oh yeah.
back in a time where it's it's more about the script again. It's more about the plot, the character development, things like that. The art form itself, it's become more about that, which is great. Which is, you know, I think that we're in for a lot better movies than we have been perhaps for the last decade or so.
I think
Um,
so.
Otherwise, it's just, you know, it's just going to get swept under the rug. There's too much competition. And because technology has improved so much, indie filmmakers can make pretty impressive films too. Godzilla
Mhm.
minus one, which I still need to see, but apparently that had like a $15 million budget,
Yep.
and people were calling that like one of the best Godzilla movies ever. But
Yeah.
yeah, I do think that James Gunn's. I feel like I can trust him with DC for sure.
James Gunn cares. I've gotten to know that. Like, I'm not, we're not buddies. We don't hang out, but I've known James Gunn for a while because I've gotten to interview him a lot. He's a very genuinely nice guy. He's very genuinely talented. He genuinely cares about this. And I got the sense at this presentation and from everything he said outside of it that this is something that he is putting his heart and soul to. It's something he really cares about, a story he cares about, and more importantly, what they kept emphasizing is it's about hope. It's all about hope, and fuck if we need that right now. We need a lot of
Right.
hope, and I
Yeah.
think that's why. Like, I don't know if you saw this trailer broke records, but like it's view wise, it is taking the world by storm, and I love that. It's exciting that we're in December. This movie doesn't come out till July. The hype is real. I am hoping that translates into a feature film, and I think it will. I really do.
I think it will too. I think it's very timely,
Yeah,
and it really is right on time. Because you know the developed world all over is, you know, being swept up with worries of the economy. We're seeing the uglier sides of humanity show its face. You know, like racism all over the world because
oh
of
god,
of migration and stuff like that. And even if you just take that out of it, just kind of more a growing of distrust among people.
yeah.
So I think that it definitely seems to have come right on time, and I'm really excited to see it. And I have no clue what's going on in it, but what I do know is, you know, we got Crypto the Super Dog. We got Crypto the Super Dog. Like again, James Gunn, he just seems like he's confident. He's confident because if he wasn't, he probably would just tell another origin story.
Oh
You know,
dude,
because again,
yeah.
I'm gonna throw the goddamn dog into this movie. So you know, you know what I mean. And to Superman's interesting because, like, for me personally, like I personally like Batman more than Superman because
Yeah,
he's more human. Well, Superman isn't human, but
yeah,
he's more human. Like he has demons, he deals with things. And Superman by default is just more of a simple character. He's
yeah, for
just
sure.
good. But there's still a lot of interesting stories you can tell with someone like Superman because on the one hand, like a cheaper criticism of Superman for me, if I was to be like, wow, I like Batman more, it's like, oh, Superman's too powerful and it's too simple. He's just too good. If he was real, he but then there's interesting stories you can tell with it, like, well, what about all the problems that you can't just punch away? You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like world hunger, corruption, stuff like that, but like
mixing into the
disease.
human becoming kind of having to fit within the human being and to really change who you are. There's a lot of emotional shit too, and I so you need a good actor for it. You need
Yeah,
someone who can. And Christopher Reeve, God, even Cavill, I think they had that. Even dude, I didn't even mind Brandon Routh. I thought I kind of Superman Returns was not good, but I didn't mind him.
yeah.
Good.
They just embodied that because of what it hope. like that symbol of hope.
Yeah.
And again, there's just so many, like how do you punch away a pandemic or a disease, like an outbreak of disease? So it's just like there are really good stories that you can tell with Superman. And then
Yeah.
of course he has not many, but a few enemies who are just as strong as he is, like Darkseid and Lobo, the main man. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like people like that. Here we got a bunch of the
Oh,
Superman
this is
right
great.
here. Yeah,
This
we
is
we
great.
we got a bunch of them. But but yeah, so if you really take that route, there's definitely a lot that you can do. And hold on, we got let me see. I did see also that there's Metamorpho
Metamorpho.
is going to be one of the villains in the Superman movie. Here, I'll show you him real quick.
Okay. This is my
He-
only fear. Like my only is like I hope it's not too much, too packed, too long type of thing. Like, Marvel tends to go a little bit
Yeah, and that's really has been my only concern with this. As I saw
for
a lot,
sure.
I was like, I hope it's not too much going on. But if he does it right, then we could see other stories that are maybe a bit slower. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
so, like if he just has just the right mix of it, then it'll work. And I think he has to be aware of that. Like it, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like if we're thinking about it, there's no way that he isn't. I mean, it's all on him. Like, I mean, shit, you the co-CEO of DC Studios. That's a big deal. Like he knows that he's got to nail shit. Because if he doesn't, they're gonna fire him.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like if people don't like his productions, he's going he knows this.
People like
Um
James Gunn. He's a talented dude. He's really talented. And
yeah.
yeah, I think there I think to have trust in him with this is well worth it. At least let's give this a shot because I think
Yeah.
I'm
I'm excited, man.
right.
And
Yes.
I'm not even and again,
Ooh.
I like I said, I'm not even that I don't dislike Superman, but I don't particularly I like the more interesting stories to where
Yeah.
it's like, okay, like the like stories where he goes to try to work with a third world country and realizes there's not much he can do because of how corrupt it is and how there's no real foundation in the society. Like
Yeah.
stuff like that. But again, like I'm very interested in this. That this is Metamorpho. Apparently,
Oh,
that's who
wow.
he is. And basically, I don't remember how he became like this, but basically, he can kind of shape shift his body into any of the elements on the periodic table. So, like this motherfucker
Oh.
is bad news. You definitely don't want Metamorpho to be your enemy. Because again, I mean, all any of the elements, all the shit, that's yeah, no,
Oh,
he's a bad motherfucker. So this is him right here looking like see, he can turn himself into gas, solids, liquids of all kinds, turn
wow.
himself into acid. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god. Yeah, I know so little about this character, so I'm excited to see. That's what's cool too. These are
James,
characters we haven't seen.
yeah, and James Gunn, he seems to do that. He'll dig
Mhm.
deep into the universe. So he's got to know this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
So
look at Rocket Raccoon. Who the fuck you're thinking
yeah,
Guardians of the Galaxy, we're gonna get talking raccoon? Really?
yeah,
And
and
it was
it's actually
amazing.
a good series, right? It's actually a good series.
Yeah.
But get right, a goddamn talking raccoon, and you got to give stuff like this chances too, because I remember when the Batman was gonna come out. It ended up being like my favorite Batman movie
Yeah.
ever. I like it personally even more than The Dark Knight. Very different style of movie, but I like it
Mine
even
too.
more
Me
than
too.
that.
Yeah.
But initially like I was thinking Robert Pattinson seems like I don't know about him, but oh boy, you know what I'm saying? Did
Well,
he make that shit work?
he was fantastic. And I mean, you could go before that. You could go to The Dark Knight. When that was the Heath Ledger, are you kidding? That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
terrible choice.
Brokeback Mountain, right,
Yeah,
exactly.
I think, and we're seeing it a little bit with this too. I think you can't avoid it with fan culture. Is that there's it's the need to express I don't like this idea. It's stupid. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I get that you, especially Cavill fans, are like they really wanted his Superman movie, and another one. And I get it, but I think that it's such a big world that they're trying to create. It does, there's a room for all of them. There's room,
Yeah.
and they, and they, I don't know, maybe they'll do like a Superman with all the Supermans like they did Spider-Man.
Right, shit. Why not? I mean, they did right, and Zack Snyder, he did that with one of the Flash movies that he made.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's a big world. It's a big multi-universe. I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, because again, when I remember when James Gunn, he seems bold because I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, man, Henry Cavill. And you remember, the first movie I saw him in is actually one of my absolute favorite movies, The Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh shit! Yeah.
He's
Okay.
he's the he's the son. He's
Yeah.
yeah, he's the son in that. I didn't realize that until years later, but yeah, no, one of my favorite movies is The Count of Monte Cristo, and another one of my favorite movies is The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh god, that's a great movie. Both are great. Both are
Yeah,
great.
both are
Yeah.
about people breaking out of prison.
You
But
what is that? I've got a sidestep. And so what is it about that story that you like?
um, well, it just seems probably underneath it all, the resilience of it all. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Like just two men who had every excuse, especially after a while, to just kind of lose themselves in despair,
Yeah.
but they didn't, and they ended up they ended up utilizing that time to still be present in their lives and,
Mm.
and still advance and still live like they still lived. And then it paid off for them in ways that they wouldn't have been able to taste had they not been through all that shit. So that
Mm.
to me, I think and that's why those are like my two favorite movies, and they're both like kind of about the same thing. But that seems to be why.
That's
I
interesting. That says a lot about you too, I think, in a good way. It's, no matter the situation, you're gonna fight your way out of it. You're gonna find the answers.
Yeah, because I mean, shit, Andy Dufresne from Shawshank Redemption, Morgan Freeman, and my friend Andy Dufresne. But I mean, he got screwed, and he
Yeah.
just little by little got out of there. But yeah, so we gonna have to do some stuff on those movies too.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah. We
Yeah.
got we got we got a lot of stuff to choose from.
And so now I saw this. This is some shit that James Gunn did. It's on Max. It's called
Oh.
Creature Commandos.
Yes, yes. This is all a part of his plan to recharge the DC universe in a way that, like, look, I don't want to. I'm not even a full basher of DC. I love the Batman. I love the Wonder Woman. I kind of like 1984. I had a good time with that movie. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people didn't, but I liked Shazam. I liked, although I Zachary Levi. I don't know what's going on with him lately, but I do think that there is good, but there's a lot of bad. Like with anything, I feel the same way with Marvel. But I do think that James Gunn is going to bring his vision in a way that I think will satisfy and re-energize this whole world. And this looks like a blast. Like I was at a presentation for this too, as well a while back. Dude, he's got it mapped out. He's got this mapped out. And I don't have the brain power at the moment to go over all the shit he's got, but this is one I wanted to see. There's a lot of stuff coming out that I think he's from the small screen stuff like this. Have you watched this yet?
Yes, I've seen all three of the episodes that have been released so far.
Shit, how are they?
So this show seems to be very, very experimental.
Okay.
Like he seems to be testing out a lot of things at once. Overall, the story's cool.
Okay.
Basically these people were put together like they're kind of like the Suicide Squad, but they kind of carry out these missions for the United States deep state government. um That's basically what they do. They're prisoners.
Oh, okay.
And so they carry out these dangerous missions, that are kind of under the table type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, so the story is interesting, and it's like he's experimenting with music in this. The humor is very adult in this. um and there's still like a lot of cool action and good storytelling. Like, he's got a lot going on in this at once. Overall, I think it's good. I don't There probably won't be a season 2 of it, but this
Mhm.
to me just seems like something that I think overall it'll do well. I think there's a huge fan base for it. But it just, to me, it seems like he made this and he's taken a lot of notes. Do people like this? Do people like this? Do people like this? That just seems to be what it is to me. But
Well, yeah, and I mean, hell, they even mentioned that they've already had testing for Superman. He doesn't mind testing. What you're saying is absolutely true. He wants to see, he wants to please the fans. He
yeah,
really does.
and I think it's a good production overall.
I want to see
But
it. I'm gonna watch this. I like
yeah,
the
check it out.
skeleton guy.
Yeah, he's like a like radiation type of thing.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, no, check it out. I think you'll like it. Um, well, not but it seems it just it I like I don't it like maybe he's gonna do like a bunch of one season or two seasons. That kind of seems to be a trend too. Like the Penguin, like it doesn't really need another season.
No,
It,
no.
it really it really doesn't.
I
But
would love to see more of that. I would love to see more people going, "This story is over. We don't need a sequel. We
yeah,
don't need her. We don't need to continue. This is great. We're good. That's it."
yeah. And that's just kind of what I'm reading from this. Like, because
Yeah,
this is some of the first DC stuff that James Gunn is doing.
yeah.
I mean, that I know are out, and it's gotten good reviews and good feedbacks so far. But I think it's pretty cool. I think that you'll like it.
I'm gonna. You know, what's funny? I don't watch a lot of TV, but I'm gonna watch this because half hour I can handle that.
Now man, you still got to check out Alien Romulus.
Dude, okay, yes, I do, and I was
It's good.
almost there. I started, and I was like, "This is the practical looks really cool." We have to discuss this next time because I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't. Christmas just took my time away
Oh yeah,
completely.
yeah. It's the holidays. Like I said, man, my burnout is leaving. It's not totally gone, but yeah, no, we about to
Good.
be in the new year, so it's yeah, that's just how it is at the end of the year.
We also
Um,
there's. Have you seen The Substance yet? I haven't seen that yet. We got to watch The Substance. Do you know
I
about that
don't
one?
what's it about? I feel like I've heard of it, but I don't think I've seen it.
Demi Moore.
Oh no, I haven't seen that, but I know what that's about. I read the plot for it. It's
We
like,
need to watch that.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Is it yeah, and it'll probably be out on the streaming
Oh, it's on
platforms.
streaming already, brother.
Oh, it
And
is?
yeah, we need to watch that.
Okay, cool. Well, it's probably on Prime. Yeah, that's definitely on the list. We got to talk about The Substance for sure.
Oh my
Um
god, look at this guy. Look at it. Look at
Now,
Superman.
this is like I can't remember what network this is on. But this is like Superman and Lois, I think the show is
I
called.
believe so, which I've actually heard this is a really good show. I've heard
Me
good things
too.
about
Me too. I've heard good things about it, and some of the stuff that I've watched from it just seem like it's pretty interesting. Like, it's good. He has a couple of kids in this with Lois,
Oh, okay.
so it's kind of like, but I definitely want to check it out. It seems I've heard and read good stuff about it. Now
Yeah, I
we
believe
can't.
that's Tyler, what's his name, right? Isn't it? Isn't that Tyler Hockner or whatever?
I'm not sure.
Let me double check. I'm gonna put my glasses on because I want to see. I
Oh yeah,
think that's
go ahead and get it right.
yeah, I gotta get Tyler. Oh, well, he was in Supergirl. So now that's gonna bother me because I think that's him, but I could be wrong. I'm there's so many, and okay, we're gonna find this out because I gotta find this out. I gotta find out that because that dude's a good actor. I like him.
Yeah, he's seen it. I want to watch the show. I don't know what network it's on.
Probably CW. Well, I don't know. Like nothing's
Yeah, I think
network
that
anymore.
is.
It's got to be CW, right?
I think that is what it's on. That just seems like it's right from what I have read about it.
Well, it's because they had that. They had all those. Like oh yeah, it is. That's Tyler Hoechlin, and I've
Okay.
heard very good things about them. I forgot who plays Elizabeth Tulloch plays Lois Lane. I mean it's funny because it's like this comic world is like Shakespeare. You can do anything with this shit.
Yeah, you really can. If as long as you got the rights, you can tell your whole own version of the story. Exactly.
I
Exactly.
I love this. So have you've started with the comic books of Superman? Or are you because I know you're kind of going into that world. You're kind of experimenting with comics as well, which you're kind of getting me to want to do too. By the way, I got to.
Yes, I'm getting my feet wet in the world of comics. And the one I'm that well I need to finish it. I barely have started it. Christmas and shit, you know what I'm saying? It's the same old thing, but it's a DC story. It's
Oh,
called Mr. Miracle, and Mr. Miracle is a guy who like grew up on Darkseid's planet Apocalypse, and he escaped from it. And he's like
oh,
this master escape artist. And like the plot of the story is he can escape anything, but can he escape death?
hmm.
So and I've heard good things about it. My boy Jalen, he put me onto it. He's really tapped in with this shit.
Yeah, sounds
Um,
interesting.
so yeah, so I'm getting my feet wet with that, and I'm looking forward to getting deeper into it. And this, yeah, I mean, shit, the animated Batman animated series and Superman animated series and Justice League and all that basically are just movie comics, show
Yeah,
comics.
yeah.
Because this is just some of the best Superman and best Batman ever. It just
Mhm.
is, man. The
I
animated
agree.
series was so cool.
Well, it's nice to see. Well, I mean, when I was growing up, superhero movies weren't generally very good. They were
Yeah,
pretty bad. Aside from they were, Christopher Reeve being, oh, love that dude. R.I.P. Mr. Reeve. But I love the fact that his son is in the movie doing his job as a reporter.
yeah,
His actual Christopher Reeve's son. I love that. I love that. But I like the fact that there what I respect about the superhero subgenre is that there's something for everybody. There
yeah.
really is, and
Mhm.
I think for me, I always gravitated weirdly enough towards Superman or to Aquaman, simply because I wanted to talk to sharks. That was it.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
that'd be
Because
cool.
yeah, your first. I remember we was talking. You used to be really into great white sharks.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome. I'd hang out with a shark.
Yeah,
But I used to watch the Justice League cartoon. I mean, it was freaking cool. I was like, I want to be Superman. He flies around. I think I was pretended to be Superman as a kid, and but a lot of our movies, we didn't have the kinds of detailed plots, these massive, beautiful films like like Civil War, or Captain America: Civil War, not the Civil War that just came
yeah,
out.
yeah.
But I feel like we're at a time where it's become so commonplace and cool to just really immerse yourself in this world, which is I'll be honest, dude. I've been turned off by it, but I'm kind of I don't know. Maybe I'm going in with rose-colored spectacles about it again because I'm excited for superheroes a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that we're gonna be treated with just better productions overall with it going forward.
Yeah,
Not necessarily so many like because Marvel they kind of just oversaturated things. It was just
yeah.
too much, too often. It got pretty lazy, but that ran its course. But it set up more of a desire for just good movies.
I mean,
And
look, I even with Marvel's kind of fall a little bit right lately. Wakanda Forever was fantastic.
mhm,
It's a great movie.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh, it's dude, you definitely should see that because it's not really your typical superhero movie. It's about loss. It's about grief.
Yeah.
It's worthwhile, worthwhile.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll check that out. And definitely, yeah, we gotta watch The Substance.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have to do that. But no, man, I would be so surprised if you don't really like Alien Romulus.
That's
It's a
hilarious.
good story.
It
It's a
looks
good
good. It looks like an old Alien, and I'm already in.
Yeah, it's really a good story, and they've clearly set things up to keep on going.
Nice.
But yeah, so yeah, we gotta talk about that. But yeah, Superman the animated series. I remember this was on for as far back as I personally can remember, because I think that started in 92 ish, 92,
Mhm.
93, and I was born in 92. So as far back as I can remember, I've been watching this type of stuff. My dad always had it on. And
Nice.
then when they started the Justice League series and the Justice League Unlimited series, that's some of the best TV, period, man. It really is. Like the stories that they tell with it. And that was on like in the mid to late 2000s. So I can't really think of a time where I didn't genuinely enjoy this type of stuff. And them two together is always cool. And Kevin Conroy is just the most iconic Batman.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. I mean, he's the legendary Batman that a lot of people like. My wife didn't know who that was. She didn't know that
Yeah.
name, but like now she does now, and most people in the know that name.
And if they don't know the name, they know the voice.
Oh my god, yeah, they know the voice.
They know the voice, man, because he just said he had that one of a kind voice, and he did shit. He was like in video games that I
Mhm.
grew up playing, and ones recently. The best Batman game that was ever put out came out in 2008, and it looks better than games now. It's so cool, like because you know one of the things I like most about Batman too is that he's a detective,
Yeah, yeah.
so that aspect with it. But
That's why you
um,
like the last movie more because it really was a detective story, not a
yeah,
superhero movie.
it really was. But yeah, no, I'm really curious to see what James Gunn, uh, what he's got cooking with this.
Who's your
Um,
favorite Superman so far? Like, cause mine's Christopher Reeve, obviously, but
so
who's your
far, mine's is Henry Cavill,
okay?
because yeah, so I think he looks the part. He has the personality for it. It just worked, and I remember I don't the probably the two Superman movies that he was in, but definitely the first one where General Zod came to Earth and they were
Yeah,
trying to terraform it. That was a good movie.
it was a decent movie. I didn't love it, but I
Yeah.
liked it a lot. It was there were elements of it that I really liked. I thought Kevin Costner was great in that movie.
Yeah, yeah, it was a good movie,
I
and
thought so
the
too.
action was pretty cool,
Mhm.
and that probably is my favorite one because I wasn't alive yet when Christopher Reeves was
That's
doing
fair.
his.
Yeah, that's fair.
And yeah, I wasn't alive yet. And also, um, the movie that came out before Superman Returns, I just that wasn't that great of a movie.
It's not that one. That one I kind of like. I saw it alone in a theater. I was very young, and I was like, "Well, it's a Superman movie. At least I got Superman." I liked him. That was the only thing I liked about that movie is I liked him.
Yeah,
I wish he had had a better film.
yeah,
I it was worth watching just for him, but like I knew he wouldn't be the guy. He wasn't the right fit.
mhm,
Obviously audiences didn't react to him either. I feel like I don't know, man. I know that there's a lot of disgruntled fans right now because they really wanted him. I'm just hoping they open up. I'm hoping that we can. I hope it's amazing. What I want is a Superman movie that we're all talking about. Wouldn't it be cool? Because I gotta say, like, and dating myself a little bit, there used to be when they would wait to release a movie, there was hype that would,
mhm,
they would wait 3 years for a sequel, 4 years for a sequel, maybe 10. And there were lines around the block. We don't see that anymore unless it's for like, we have an art house theater here, the New Beverly, owned by Tarantino. They'll show movies on 70 millimeter, 35 millimeter. There's lines there, right?
Hmm.
But you go to any other, it's just, I don't know. There's something different about movies today because really, I think a lot of people would prefer to just watch it at their home on
Yeah,
their TV.
yeah,
And I don't know if how much that has changed superhero dumb in a way because now there's so much of it, so much content of it, but I'd love to bring the wonder of it back. And I'm hoping that this movie has a little bit of that because like you said, we've seen it all. We know all the tricks that you can do everything on vision. On
mhm,
you can create almost anything on screen, on saying with cinema, but you got to have a story to back it up. You got
yeah,
you gotta have it's gotta have a fucking a body. It's gotta have a soul, not just cool. These are like look at Craven. I didn't see this movie to be
I
fair.
hadn't either, but I've just seen that it's like it seems like, oh, we got a contract to fulfill.
Yeah,
Put something together.
yeah, yeah. And it dropped. I believe it was around 80%, no 72% in weekend two, and I'm like, and it didn't do well the first weekend. So
Yeah,
I'm hoping. I'm sure. I'm going to say this right now. I think this is going to be I think this is going to be this year's massive, next year's blockbuster. Seems like we're having one every year. We had Wicked this year, Barbie, Oppenheimer the year before.
hmm,
I think Superman might be the movie that I think people just we want to feel good. We want to feel hope. We want to feel joy. And dude, this that moment in the trailer with the little kid pushing up the sign, going super. I just
yeah,
gives me the
yeah.
feels, man.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think that this is going to be special, and it's just one of those things that is just the right time.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
some things just come along right when they need to, and I think that this is going to be one of those things that electrifies a younger generation for sure. Like who kind of sparks that love for superherodom, as you were saying,
yeah,
kind of brings that magic back to it. And also, I think that this is going to set the bar higher for what you're going to have to do if you want to make a superhero film. The Batman helped to do that. This
I
is
agree.
helping to do it. Nosferatu is going to help to do it. All of the, like it's, I really do feel that we're moving into a time where you just, the story has to be excellent. And that's really what's going to bring people back into the art form because art never gets old. It's just
No,
trends get old.
yep.
So we're moving more into a time where we got to focus on making things good again.
Dude,
Now,
there one of the films you mentioned. You're mentioning all these good films coming out. Nosferatu. Another film that's coming out this very soon is The Brutalist. It is a movie I dreaded because it's a 3.5 hour movie about an immigrant architect.
oh yeah, yeah,
And
I remember you were talking
dude,
about it.
yeah, it's beautiful, and it was made for I think they cost 10 million.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the hell? This thing is. It looks like $100 million movie. It's beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful films of the year. There is creative ways that John Carpenter made Halloween out of nothing,
hmm,
and I feel like the ingenuity of having to kind of take a little bit of the money out of it. Let's get creative again. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's make things affordable. Let's not do $300 million movies. Let's lower the cost and maybe try to work on the story and making really good bring storytelling back again. Like really good storytelling.
exactly. So that that we can get art where people put their soul into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put their heart and their soul into it. I agree. I think I'm excited about, and I think that we started doing this at just the right time too,
I do
because
too.
there's so many cool things to critique. Now, this I forgot that I had this up, but this is just an interesting spin on Superman and an interesting way to think about Superman if Superman was real. Right? We got
Yes.
Brightburn. We got Brightburn because one of the things that I've said numerous times is, it's an interesting conversation. Can human
Mhm.
beings handle having superpowers? And I think no, no, absolutely not. I
No,
do not
not
think so.
really.
No, we could not handle the shit. I couldn't handle having superpowers. I already said if I had Spider-Man powers, I would be stealing goddamn everything. I would be
Yeah,
zipping into all the art museums all across the country and zigzagging past them red laser lights and taking billion-dollar eggs and selling them on the black market. If you
woo!
had Superman, I mean, hey, I'm just being realistic. You know what I'm saying? If I'm like, I'm struggling, like, why the hell is Peter Parker struggling to pay his bills? Motherfucker, go out there and steal some shit.
Yeah. Well, I guess
Eh,
that's the whole idea is that like it's a mythology. It's a mythology. It's a they make them look so good. They it's got to be good. They're superheroes. That means also they do good things. And Brightbird, yeah, that guy doesn't do such good things.
no, no, no. He's a little piece of shit pretty quickly.
Yeah,
He doesn't even wait to grow up and go through a whole lot. This motherfucker ain't go through nothing.
I'll be honest. I didn't love this movie. I
Yeah,
actually had some issues with it because for me, I also felt like I didn't like the kind of connection it made to special needs. I thought that was gross. Like
yeah.
I don't like that, and that bothered me. But I think there's something truly compelling about what you've said is that this is probably a more realistic portrayal of how someone would react if they had these powers.
Like
You get
if nobody could tell you no,
yeah,
would you tell yourself no? Like that's a really that's interesting to think about, man. Because again, now despite the fact that we could talk about the morality in our hearts
for
and
sure.
stuff like that, man. Listen, at the end of the day, the biggest reason why people follow laws is because of the social consequences if you don't.
Yeah,
If we lived in a society that had looser regulations, less technology, and you had to fend for yourself a lot more, a whole lot more people will have killed somebody in their lifetime. Or
well,
I
I
mean,
mean, yeah, look at the recent, like I saw in Damage Report they're talking about road rage is up because people are allowed to carry guns now in their car with nothing. They can just, and I'm like, people don't handle this shit well. We're a
yeah,
very flawed. Human beings are very flawed. We just
yeah,
are.
we are, and again, it's like if if why if you can do something, like if you could steal this and get away with it, you can get away with it, you
Yep.
might do it if you have some way to rationalize it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah.
just, and that doesn't make people necessarily good or bad. It's just like it's the labels that we put on our behavior.
Yeah.
Like cultural taboos wasn't that long ago to where like we had don't ask, don't tell laws, like in the military, like
Yeah.
that which led to people concealing who they are more.
Yeah.
So it's just that's how now again, you can fly, you can lift anything, people can shoot you, and it don't make no difference.
Nope.
You gonna tell me no? Like eventually, I'm gonna be like, nah, 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 nah. I'm a fly over to this government, and I'm a land in their capital and be like, all right, look, this was going down.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
No
Like,
one can stop you. Why not?
and again, it's like you gotta like it. Sometimes I'll have these conversations with people, and they'll be like, "Oh, so like they'll either act like no, I would have no issue with it," or they'll look at me like, "Oh, this is who you really are." Like, no, I'm just looking at it like a sociologist or an anthropologist. If
Yeah.
I grew
Yeah.
up, if I grew up with godlike powers, no, I can't. I could not handle that. I'm not going to give myself that much credit.
Yeah. I
No.
think we tend to like, yeah, it's like sometimes we get like, someone who wins the lottery, they spend all the money.
Mhm.
So we have a tendency to overdo things. I mean, it's just human behavior.
Yeah.
I have that ugly thing in my frame that I've got to fix that. That's better. See, now I have the Suicide Squad poster.
Oh, yep, yep.
I
We
should
got
have it
yeah.
up.
Now we
My
got even
quote's on that thing. That's my fucking quote. My name's on that poster.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, we should have had that shit in here the whole time. But
I
you,
know.
you
I had this ugly junk and bag. Like,
but you
dude,
got so much cool shit going on back there though. Like I said,
yeah.
I gotta get my cluster game together because you got all the shit.
I got a couple new ones. I got the jigsaw over there. I got my Joe Blow guy. I got a Halloween cup. I got a fake spider. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going. This is becoming. I'm trying to give it a little organization for my mess because people do respond to this all the time.
Yeah. It's cool as shit, man.
It really is.
People like my background, but I look like I'm just getting started with it.
Dude, I actually would disagree. I think your background is sharp. It looks really clean and it looks organized. It looks good.
It is
I'm not.
pristine. Yes, it is.
Yes,
It is. It's very pristine. Well, thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you. I'm yeah. So I'm definitely. I'm gonna have offices in different places. So,
Nice, nice.
but yeah, man, I didn't think that Brightburn was that great of a movie either.
No.
But again, it's just an interesting concept.
I
You know,
love the I do kind of give it credit though for the end because that was a fucked up way to end it. That was a fucked up way to end it. And I do kind of, whether I like it or not, I'm always impressed when a movie goes like I The Mist, if you ever saw that.
yeah,
I have major issues with that ending. No father would do that in that short a time, but at least they went for at least sometimes it's better to go for the brave. It's better to go for the shocking because if you earn it, and I think had they made him suddenly nice or had suddenly save her or something, I wouldn't have believed it. He was a
yeah,
scumbag.
yeah.
He did what he did because he didn't give a shit. He was a
Mhm.
sociopath. He's a psychopath, you know?
Yep. And again, like what could we do? Like what could we
Yeah,
really do?
yeah. You can't do
Uh,
a damn thing.
yeah.
Oh god, the jaw thing that just messed me up. That poor guy.
Oh yeah.
His jaw.
Yeah. Or he dropped the car when he
I know. I
yeah.
was like, dude, you're fucking cruel, man.
Yeah, no, this was just a cool concept. Did they
It
make a
is.
second one or are they making a second one?
No, I don't think it did well enough to warrant a second one. I think
Yeah.
it just, I don't know if people really responded to it. I know a lot of people liked it, but a few people were kind of like me. It was just kind of,
Yeah, it's not really one of those movies that you would want to watch multiple times
right,
necessarily. I mean, like if you were in a hotel and they had one channel and there was just nothing else on, you probably would watch it. But other than that, yeah, like I'm not really that excited to watch that again. Alien Romulus stuff, man, you got to watch it, man.
I will.
I'm
I
telling you.
I will. I did watch. Because my kid really wanted to watch Anna and the Apocalypse. So we have. That's
Mhm.
our. We have. I have four movies I watch on holidays. I watch Violent Night, Die Hard, Anna and the Apocalypse, and of course the classic Black Christmas.
Yes, which I still
Every
need to
movie,
watch.
someone dies. Every guy.
Yeah, if it doesn't have that,
I'm
then it
sick,
doesn't
man.
get the stamp of approval. It's
Jackson, I'm
not a real
sick.
horror movie. Hey
Well,
man.
that no Conjuring. No one dies in those. They're good movies.
Oh.
Yeah, so there you go. You can
Well
do
shit, you
horror and no
sick,
one
I'm
dies.
sick too, man.
Are you sick? I've just got allergies going on, dude.
Oh, I thought you were saying you sick in the head.
Well, I'm definitely sick in the head
Yeah,
too.
that's what I was saying.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little sick in the head as well.
Well,
But
I think how can you not be?
yeah, otherwise you'd just be a perfectly conformed robot if you weren't a little bit.
Well, it seems like that's what people want to bring back, but we're gonna fight that. So
Yeah, we definitely gonna find out. But I think that despite the fact that the next 4 years will be rough, I think we'll have a lot of fun too. You know
I
what I'm
think so
saying?
too.
Because I mean, the whole world is about to be laughing at the United States, so we might as well join in with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I'm
We
glad
might.
to be doing it with you, brother. Like
Hell yeah,
seriously. Fuck yeah.
hell yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, I'm excited for James Gunn's Superman. I had been looking forward to it, but after the trailer dropped, it just
Yeah.
seemed like he knows what he's doing, and I think that he is blessed with an opportunity right now for a right place, right time type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, he's been working for a long ass time, and I think that this does well, then I think he'll make other really cool things with DC. I'm really curious to see what he would have in mind for Batman.
Me too, because I know
Um,
it's going to be separate from what Robert Pattinson did. So
yeah.
I really hope I would love to see a little more time taken instead of just 2 3 movies a year. I think that there's something to be said about letting people, kind of relish the movie for a while and then wait a couple. I know we're in a world where you just like, I'm entertained by 30-second videos, but I do think there is room to say it's better to wait. We don't need to, force all this stuff down people's throats because then they get sick of it.
Hmm.
But I think James, I think he's got the right idea. I think there's something. I feel like DC is going to prosper. I think that we're going to be looking at some amazing stuff. And like you said, like these are strange times, but we're also going to see a lot of great movies. And thankfully, we'll be here to talk about them.
Yes, yes. But no, I'm definitely glad we could do this on Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
And
happy Christmas, all that shit.
I'm looking forward to being with the family.
Yeah,
And yeah, for the rest of the day, I got a few more things to do work wise. But actually, I still need to. I didn't watch the Daylon Brothers last night just because I saw it's like almost 2 hours,
gotcha.
and it was later. But I'm gonna watch that today. I might watch it tomorrow, but before sometime in the next few days, I'm gonna watch it, and then I'm looking forward to setting up a show where we can talk with them.
We got them available next Sunday.
Okay.
I'll send you the time, but dude, they're stoked, and it'll be a very different show for us
Yes.
because it's more, what I normally do. But to be honest, I think it's going to be a fucking cool time. Brendan's great. Brendan Bradley is a fantastic actor. The dude should be huge. He's great. I can't wait for you to see him in this movie. I can't wait.
Yeah, shit. Like I said, I'm gonna check it out sometime in the next few days,
Yeah.
and yeah, well, I'll let you take the lead with everything when we do that with them.
Well, also
And
check out if you get a chance. He did a movie called I met him because I did a Q&A for a movie called Succubus. It's a horror film, really fucking creative, a great movie. I highly recommend it.
you think
I
that's
just
on one of the streaming
It
platforms?
is, yes.
Okay.
It's about a man who finds more than he bargained for when he goes online porn shopping.
Okay, bet. Yeah, bet. I'm definitely gonna get into that. Well, cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to that, and I think that's good for today.
All right, brother. Yeah,
All
this is
right.
fun.
Hell yeah. Let's close it out.
Close out.
Hey now. Thank you so much for tuning in here at Politics and Paper. If you like what I do and you support my work, go ahead and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it and really helps to support what we do here.